cricket world. Now the rules seem coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a quick, and I literally mean this, a very quick episode, conversation, what other word was I going to use? I don't even know, but welcome back anyways. My name is Machel St. Patrick here at one half of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, and I just wanted to, jump into this little quick discussion point. You can see already by the title below that the topic concerns Mr. Darren Bravo. Now, of course, some of you immediately listening to this will say, but you and Santoki already spoke about this in the ODI squad video, and thank you to everyone who's engaged with that. Last I looked, it's 11,000 viewers to that particular video, and still rising. Thank you as well to those who have taken us over the 6K YouTube subscribers threshold. So you can see on the ticker tape below that we're currently on the road to 7K now. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep moving. Thank you to everyone on all the socials, Insta, Facebook, Twitter, X, is it Twitter or X, whatever, and YouTube. Thank you to everybody who engages. Obviously all the audio platforms as well, Spotify, Apple, etc. Thank you to all the listeners. Thank you to everyone who engages with the content. But like I say, in this one, I've called this one What Next for Darren Bravo. And the reason why I wanted to do this quick video on a Sunday, and we've got loads more content coming, by the way, secret guest coming up, I'm hoping, just need to get some confirmation on that in the next few hours as well, so look out for more content. Anyways, earlier today, or within the last 24 hours, 12 hours, Darren Bravo dropped the following statement. I'm just going to read it to you verbatim. It said, and this was on his Instagram, so for some of you listening to this, maybe you've not even heard the news and this is the first time you're hearing about it. So Bravo said the following: I've taken some time to ponder and wonder what my next step moving forward as a cricketer. At this point in my career, it's not easy, or should I say it takes a lot to continue to find the energy, the passion, commitment, and discipline to be able to perform to the best of my ability and put myself in a position to make my return to international cricket. Without any level of communication, I've been left in a very dark place. At the moment, there's 3 teams representing the region in multiple formats series. That's approximately 40 to 45 players. And if I can't be in any of these teams after competing in our regional tournaments and scoring runs, therefore they are basically telling me that the writing is on the wall. I'm not giving up. I'll just phrase that word line again, because in some quarters I've seen some of those like social media aggregators say he's retired. I don't think this is a retirement statement. He said, I'm not giving up, but I believe it's best to step away just for a bit and maybe make some room for a young and upcoming talent. I will end by wishing each and everyone all the very best. I've lived my dream. 46. #age is just a number. Now, I'm fairly certain, based on the kind of interactions and reactions that we get on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, that some of you will immediately be in the comments just at this stage of the video going, Bravo's old. What's he talking about? He shouldn't release a statement. But I get it. And I don't say this as a Darren Bravo defender. I get it. And I think take your nation bias out of it. Take your possible hatred of Darren Bravo out of it. Take your I'm all for the youth playing for West Indies part out of it, and just look at it from Bravo, the cricketer's perspective, as to why he might have released this statement. This is his job. Okay, yes, I know he's got some other interest in his life. I believe he may have invested his money wisely, but this is his job. And for Bravo and for any cricketer in his position, if you put up record-breaking numbers in a domestic season, it would be right, given that this is your job, that you would think that, like in a meritocracy, you would be selected off the back of that. Otherwise, like Santoki and I have said many a time, what then is the point of the competition? If I can't be selected based on being the top run scorer in the domestic competition that is supposed to be the pipeline straight through to the regional representative side, what else can I do? And of course, again, everyone will say, but he's 34, he's about to turn 35, etc., etc. By now, people should know my stance. We don't have a wide enough talent pool to be looking at a 34 about to turn 35-year-old and say, you can't help us. I think Desmond Haynes tying Bravo's non-selection to, we've got a 2027 World Cup coming up and he's going to be too old by then. I think tying it to that was a silly error by Desmond Haynes, because for those who don't know, as things currently stand, it is highly unlikely, as things currently stand, the West Indies will make it to the 2027 World Cup automatically, based on the rankings and based on how the fact that South Africa and Zimbabwe qualify automatically. The team immediately above West Indies in the rankings is Afghanistan. We would have to go on an amazing set of ODI bilateral series wins to overhaul Afghanistan and any other team above us to automatically get to the World Cup, which therefore means that we are likely in 2026 to have to once again go through ODI World Cup qualifiers. So everyone who's attached themselves to, but 2027, that's a dunderhead attitude to have, because we ain't got time to be looking at 2027. We need to look at the immediacy of how the hell are we going to qualify for this World Cup, okay? Need I remind everyone that in 2019, for the 2019 World Cup, we went to the World Cup qualifiers in 2018, also in Zimbabwe. And for those World Cup qualifiers, because we knew we were at risk of not qualifying, we took a 38-year-old Chris Gale, a 38-year-old, he might have been 37 in fact, Marlon Samuels, to those World Cup qualifiers to help get us over the line to even make it to the World Cup in 2019, which was in England. So I don't want anyone to say to me, but we've done it before. We've done it before. Desperate times, desperate measures. You got to call whoever's good back into the squad. So I'm all for, we ain't got time to be looking so far ahead. We've been through the whole reset. How many times do people in West Indies cricket want to hear the word reset? But anyways, that's that. So Bravo releases a statement. And do you know what? Here's the joke. I'm over it, right? So yes, we did the ODI video, but in terms of the ODI squad now, it is what it is. And that's why I make Bravo right. What was his words? I'm not giving up, but I believe it's best to step away just for a bit and maybe make some room for a young and upcoming talent. So I think Bravo's words there are where I'm at. It's like, okay, you know what? He's not been selected. It is what it is now. Desmond Haynes has selected, and Roland Butcher and Darren Sammy have selected their squad. They've said they've gone for youth man. Although I see Keil Notley there at 33, I see Shane Dowrich there at 32. They've said they've gone for youth man. Cool. It is what it is. Bravo, you haven't been picked. Step aside from ODI cricket. Your time is done. But do not be surprised if at some point in the future they have to turn to someone like a Darren Bravo at 36, 37 years old and say, I beg you, come help us, because this is the pattern of what happens in West Indies cricket. So why have I recorded this video then? I recorded this video because in Bravo's statement, he said, I'm not giving up, right? I'm not giving up. I'm stepping away for just a bit. Now, I do not see this as Darren Bravo trying to retire. Not at all. I don't see it as Bravo trying to retire. What I see this as is Bravo effectively saying, cool, I'm not in the ODI squad. How do I phrase this? I think he may deliberately, and maybe that's the wrong word to use, I think he may deliberately be shining a light on the whole situation and effectively dead batting the situation back and saying, Desmond Haynes, back over to you. Here's my statement on the situation. I'm not happy. I'm hurt. No one's communicated with me, but I'm going to reluctantly, or maybe say, I'm going to reluctantly accept it. My time maybe in limited overs cricket is done. But I think Bravo's put pressure here on Haynes and co to see what they do when the test squad is selected. The last time Darren Bravo played test cricket, so everyone who's listening, and if you've got this far in the video, this is the key takeaway now that I want you to have. The last time Darren Bravo played test cricket for the West Indies was on the 14th of December, 2020, 3 years ago. He hasn't played a test match since. A lot of people will try to write off Darren Bravo. If you want to write him off in ODI cricket, cool, whatever. A lot of people similarly try to write off Darren Bravo in test cricket, and they'll always say, but when he came back in 2019, he wasn't any good. He was rusty against England. He got the concussion versus India. And then despite his big scores in the first-class games in New Zealand. He then didn't perform in the Test series versus New Zealand, and everyone's written him off. Fine, cool, that's you. But you see me, I study deeper than that. Darren Bravo, at the time of recording, despite not having played a Test match for 3 years, has a Test match average of 36, 8 Test match centuries, 7 of which have come away from the Caribbean, and 8 Test match centuries and 17 Test match 50s. The only Test match batter in the region that has more centuries than Darren Bravo is Craig Brathwaite, the West Indies Test captain. Since Darren Bravo last played for the West Indies, this is the culmination of averages in the region. Listen carefully, people. Craig Brathwaite, and I'm going in order of the people who've played the most matches. Get a pen and paper, people. I always remember, I'm a stats guy. I make sure I come with evidence. I don't talk on vibes. I come with evidence. Craig Brathwaite, 23 Test matches. This is since Darren Bravo last played, people. Craig Brathwaite, 23 Test matches, an average of 42. Jermaine Blackwood, 23 Test matches, an average of 27. Carl Mayers, 18 Test matches. This is all with the bat, people, an average of 33. Josh Da Silva, 23 Test matches, average 26. Nkrumah Bonner, 15 Test matches, average 38, but of course he's been dropped. Jason Holder, 19 Test matches, average 24. Tej Chanderpaul, 8 Test matches, average 41. John Campbell, 9 Test matches, average 26. Roston Chase, 12 Test matches, average 18. Raymond Reefer, 7 Test matches, average 21. I'm just looking at batters, people, or people that you would consider batters. Shamar Brooks, 5 Test matches, average 15. Shea Hope, 4 Test matches, average 15. Alec Athanaze, 2 Test matches, average 37. Kieran Powell, 4 Test matches, average 15. What batters left? Kurt McKenzie, 1 Test match, average 16. And Devon Thomas, 1 Test match, average 16 as well. So then I said to myself, let me look at the current Test match squad. So the last Test match squad to play against India, Craig Brathwaite is in it. He has an average of 42. All of this is since Darren Bravo last played his Test match. Tej Chanderpaul has an average of 41. Kurt McKenzie's only played 1 Test match, average of 16. Jermaine Blackwood, average of 27. Alec Athanaze has played 2 Test matches? 2 Test matches, average of 37, which is obviously the 2 Test matches against India. Raymond Reefer, who was in the first Test versus India, 7 Test matches, average of 21. So I've got my own pen and paper I'm writing with. Josh Da Silva, 23 Test matches, average of 26. Jason Holder, 20 Test matches, average of 24. Forget the bowlers. So then I looked at it and I was like, okay. It's one thing to say Darren Bravo can't get in an ODI squad. And if people are saying that whatever their reasoning is and justification, cool, whatever. Like, we just accept that now. These are Darren Bravo's stats for the West Indies in domestic cricket since he last played a Test match for the West Indies. First class season in 2020 during COVID. 4 matches at an average of 43, 100, 150. Super 50 season 2020-21. 5 matches, an average of 65, 250s. Super 50 22-23. 8 matches, an average of 48, 350s. West Indies Championship 22-23. 5 matches, an average of 56, 200s and 150. Super 50 just completed 9 matches, an average of 83, 100 and 350s. So those averages just in total in domestic cricket since he last played a Test match for West Indies, people: 43, 65, 48, 56, 83. The Right Honourable Dr. Desmond Haynes. When the Test squad is selected for Australia, are you genuinely telling me that Darren Bravo does not get in the West Indies Test match squad? You can tell me that in ODI cricket, you're planning for 2027. Okay, cool, whatever. Even with the flaws in that statement, cool, whatever, I can accept that. There's nothing to plan for in Test match cricket. Yes, there's a West Indies Test Championship, but age shouldn't matter as much as you think it does in ODI cricket. Wins matter now in Test match cricket when we're talking about World Test Championship and all of that. Even if you say to me that, you know what, we're going forward with Kirk McKenzie, I can accept that. Even if you say to me, you know what, we're going forward with Alec Athanaze, I can accept that. But within that Test match squad, you have Raymond Reefer, who has averaged 21 since the last time Darren Bravo played a Test match, and Jermaine Blackwood, and Jermaine's my guy, but he's averaged 27 since the last time Darren Bravo played a Test match for the West Indies. If Josh De Silva batted 6 against India, let's just assume you don't want your Test wicketkeeper at number 6. He's averaged 26 since the last time Darren Bravo played a Test match for the West Indies. So all I want to know is this. When the Test match squad for Australia is selected, are we going to turn around to Darren Bravo and say, you know what, Darren Bravo, little Bravo, you're 35 years old. You've got a Test match average of 36, 8 Test match centuries, 17 Test match 50s. Your numbers in domestic cricket have consistently been better than any other batter who's in the region between the last time you played a Test and the end of the most recent Super 50. Are we going to turn around to him and go, that doesn't warrant a Test match pick? And this is why when Bravo released a statement 12 hours ago, this is why I think he included the following lines. I'm not giving up, but I believe it's best to step away just for a bit. I haven't spoken to Darren Bravo. And Bravo, if you're listening to this, feel free to reach out and come on the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. But reading between the lines, I think that what Darren Bravo is saying is, I've accepted the ODI situation, but Desmond Haynes, the ball's back in your court for Test cricket. We're not building for 2027 in Test cricket. We need to win now. And if we need to win now, can anyone listening to this honestly tell me that Darren Bravo is not one of the best 6 batters in the region in red ball cricket? My name's Machel, St. Patrick Hewitt, one half the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. This was a quick one, little quick one here. Follow us on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe, press like, share this, subscribe to this. No one does what the Caribbean Cricket Podcast does. No one asks the questions that we ask. No one does the analysis better than we do. So like up all of the handles. If you want to support the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, head to www.patreon.com/CaribCricket. Any little bit helps us keep us on the airwaves. Listen, I know you lot are going to get emotional in the comments below. I'll answer them as usual. Press like, whatever it might be. Reply back if I feel it needs a longer conversation. But let me know what you think. Would you call Darren Bravo into the Test squad for the Australia tour? Get at me in the comments below. See you soon.
We rule the cricket world. Now the rules seem coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.